Comet 3I Atlas is currently 5 times brighter than mathematical models predicted, exhibiting a magnitude between 9.0 and 9.5 instead of the expected 11. This interstellar object is now ejecting at least 5 distinct plasma jets simultaneously, creating a complex structure that violates standard cometary behavior for a simple chunk of ice. The deviation is not minor, but represents a flagrant violation of expected behavior according to our understanding of cometary physics. Observer Michael Jagger captured these multiple plasma jets on the morning of November 8th, showing 3 clear jets and 2 fainter ones forming fractal-like branches extending from the comet. The structure resembles strange fractal patterns branching through the void of space. The object had just passed perihelion, its closest approach to the Sun, when this unprecedented activity began. What we observe is not the actual core, but the coma, a cloud of gas and dust that completely obscures the nucleus inside, reflecting sunlight and preventing direct observation of the solid body beneath. The timing connects directly to solar activity in ways that demand careful examination. On October 21st, Atlas reached perfect alignment between Earth and the Sun, coinciding with one of the year's most powerful solar storms. This was not just any alignment, but a direct 180-degree configuration, placing Atlas exactly between our planet and our star. Images from C3 and C2 observatories documented energy jets hitting Atlas directly as powerful bursts of radiation and plasma waves erupted from giant sunspots. The visual evidence shows these energy streams heading straight for the comet, as if the Sun were deliberately targeting this interstellar visitor. The Sun is entering its active maximum period when its magnetic field flips, which occurs every 11 to 12 years. This magnetic reversal causes the Sun to release massive amounts of energy, creating plasma storms and violent solar winds spreading across space at tremendous velocities. The current solar cycle has produced some of the most intense activity recorded in recent years. At least 3 energy storms swept through the region where Atlas was moving, some hitting it directly, others flanking its position in a pattern that surrounded the comet with solar radiation. For months before October 21st, Atlas remained almost dormant, despite constant bombardment by solar storms. The comet appeared to be sleeping, showing minimal activity even as solar wind and radiation continuously struck its surface. After that critical date, it suddenly awakened, erupting violently with energy as if responding to solar radiation penetrating its frozen exterior. The transformation was dramatic and immediate. The gases inside began evaporating from heat penetrating deep into the comet's structure, dragging cosmic dust outward at supersonic speeds that exceed the speed of sound in the vacuum of space. When these particles become ionized by sunlight, they create electric currents and plasma waves surrounding the comet. This forms regions of intense electromagnetic interaction where normal physics seems to bend and twist. Measurements from previous missions to other comets show magnetic fields can spike to 300 nanotesla during solar storms. But Atlas appears to be generating even more complex electromagnetic phenomena. The region around Atlas now fills with plasma waves, ionized dust, and slowed solar wind, creating what appears to be a living, breathing center of energy pulsing with cosmic forces. One plasma tail points toward the Sun, contrary to typical patterns where cometary tails always point away from our star due to solar wind pressure. This anomalous behavior suggests something unusual about Atlas's composition or the way it interacts with solar radiation. The comet ejects carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and water vapor at supersonic speeds, which quickly ionize and spread with the solar wind. These molecules transform from frozen ice to superheated plasma in moments, creating a cascade of chemical reactions. This causes Atlas to glow brightly while generating powerful plasma jets that interact electromagnetically with the solar wind, turning the space around the comet into a complex electromagnetic laboratory. Spectroscopic data indicate Atlas is ejecting material of unknown origin, possibly containing interstellar or extragalactic traces that have never been observed in our solar system before. The object is spewing interstellar material deep into our solar system, contaminating or perhaps enriching our local space with matter from distant regions of the universe. Its exact origin remains uncertain, wrapped in mystery that current science cannot fully unravel. Some theories suggest Atlas originated from Barnard's star in the constellation Sagittarius, only 6 light-years from Earth, with an initial velocity of about 36 miles per second that would have carried it across the vast emptiness between stars. This hypothesis proposes Atlas left that system tens of thousands of years ago, beginning a journey that would eventually bring it to our cosmic doorstep. The calculations supporting this theory account for gravitational influences and the proper motion of both star systems through the galaxy. Another possibility places its origin in a distant galaxy, wandering through interstellar space for billions of years before entering our Sun's gravitational influence. This scenario would mean Atlas has traveled distances so vast that the light from its origin point might not have reached Earth when human civilization began. The object may have carried pristine matter from the universe, almost unchanged for billions of years while floating among the stars. This material would represent a time capsule from the early universe or from stellar systems with completely different chemical compositions than our own. As it heats under our Sun's radiation, this ancient matter transforms and releases its long-held secrets into our solar system. Atlas has actually been inside the Sun's heliosphere since 2020, moving from the system's edge more than 6 billion miles away without detection. For 5 years, this interstellar visitor has been approaching through the outer reaches of our solar system, invisible to our instruments and unknown to humanity. We only discovered its presence when it approached Jupiter's orbit in mid-2025, suddenly appearing in our telescopes as if materializing from nowhere. This raises profound questions about how many similar objects pass through our solar system unnoticed, silent visitors from other stars that we never detect. The strange alignment continues with mathematical precision that seems almost deliberate. Atlas appears almost perfectly aligned with the ecliptic plane, offset by only 5 degrees, matching the angle between the Moon and Earth. This is the same plane where all planets orbit, suggesting Atlas has somehow synchronized with our solar system's fundamental geometry. During this same period, the Sun reaches peak plasma storm activity, unleashing energy levels not seen in over a decade, and another interstellar object appeared with mysterious and tragic results. Comet Borisov was discovered between Atlas and Earth around November 23rd, following a different orbit not pointed toward our planet. Its trajectory was reasonable according to physical models, following the laws of celestial mechanics perfectly. According to calculations, Borisov passed perihelion on November 8th, the same date as Atlas's plasma eruption began. At that exact time, that precise moment when Atlas awakened, Borisov completely disintegrated. The comet simply ceased to exist, breaking apart into fragments too small to detect. Its brief appearance lasting only a few days and sudden disappearance between Atlas and Earth has astronomers questioning whether this represents coincidence or connection. Could Borisov have been a messenger, a signal, or somehow linked to Atlas's activation? Before these dramatic events unfolded, Atlas had shed helium on October 29th, releasing this light gas in a burst that preceded the main eruption. After exposure to solar wind, radiation, and solar storms over subsequent days, it began its most violent phase, spewing multiple jets of plasma and dust in all directions. The comet does not display just one tail, but forms a complex system of tails and jets, each pointing in different directions and composed of different materials. Though not as spectacular as Comet C6 Lemon, which also reached perihelion around November 16th and displayed its own impressive activity, Atlas still shows signs of strong and interesting behavior that defies conventional cometary models. Currently, Atlas's position behind the Sun makes direct observation of its plasma jets and tail difficult for Earth-based telescopes. The geometry of our viewing angle creates significant challenges for astronomers trying to study this phenomenon. The view from Earth allows us to see only a small portion, slightly off the perfect 180-degree axis from October 21st. If Atlas had developed a traditional tail at that time, it would have been completely behind the object, hidden by the Sun's overwhelming glare that drowns out nearby celestial objects. By November 8th, although the viewing angle changed slightly as Earth continued its orbit, most of the tail and plasma jets remain obscured, limiting optical observations to partial glimpses of this cosmic display. Scientists analyze the interaction between the comet and plasma jets using every available instrument, trying to determine whether this represents coincidence or a mysterious connection between the Sun and this interstellar object. The data suggests something more than random chance, a pattern that hints at deeper physical processes we do not yet understand. The apparent brightness increase beyond predictions raises fundamental questions about our models of cometary behavior. While mathematical simulations expected magnitude 11 based on the comet's size and composition estimates, observers consistently measure between 9.0 and 9.5 across multiple independent observations. This is nearly 5 times brighter than predicted, a discrepancy that cannot be explained by measurement error. This unusual brightening suggests Atlas's energy may not focus on creating a traditional dust tail swept back by solar wind, but instead emits as directed plasma jets shooting out in specific directions like cosmic searchlights. Some jets appear at angles to the Sun, extremely rare behavior compared to typical solar activity data collected over decades of cometary observations. These angled jets suggest complex internal structures or unusual compositional differences within Atlas. As sunspots continue rotating with the Sun's 27-day period, the direction of energy discharge changes constantly, with Atlas at the exact intersection appearing to absorb and reflect these plasma waves like a cosmic mirror. The latest models show Atlas entering a phase of intense plasma activity with almost no gravitational binding holding its material together. The comet is essentially disintegrating in slow motion, held together only by weak forces as it sheds massive amounts of material. Volatiles evaporate and erupt into space at supersonic speeds, quickly ionizing and spreading with the solar wind across millions of miles. When impacted by the solar storm, Atlas's plasma not only gets swept away, but interacts electromagnetically with the solar wind, becoming an energetic intersection between interstellar plasma streams and the solar system's magnetic field. This creates a unique laboratory for studying plasma physics under conditions impossible to replicate on Earth. Atlas currently remains near Mars's orbit and should leave that orbital region on November 23rd, continuing its journey through the inner solar system. It will reach its closest approach to Earth on December 19th, predicted as its most active phase based on thermal models and solar heating calculations. At that time, dust and plasma from Atlas can penetrate deep into the solar system's plasma environment, potentially affecting satellite operations and creating rare and unpredictable energy phenomena visible from Earth's surface. Late November through late December may witness 3I Atlas producing the most spectacular plasma display in recent years, possibly visible to amateur astronomers with moderate equipment. The comet will interact strongly with solar wind and cosmic electromagnetic fields during this period, creating a light show that could rival historic cometary appearances. Astronomers maintain close monitoring of these developments, coordinating observations across the globe to capture every moment of this unprecedented event. The phenomenon extends beyond pure astronomy into cultural and political spheres. A United States Congresswoman sent an official letter asking NASA to release official images and data about Atlas. Prominent figures from various fields have spoken publicly, asking what 3I Atlas represents for humanity and our understanding of the cosmos. This widespread interest shows humans beginning to reevaluate their place in the universe, recognizing Earth as a tiny component in vast cosmic processes. The data supporting these observations comes primarily from amateur astronomers worldwide, confirmed as reliable real-life observations through rigorous verification. Professional observatories corroborate these findings through multiple independent measurements using different instruments and techniques. This collaboration between amateur and professional astronomers has created an unprecedented dataset documenting Atlas's behavior. The concept of dark comets adds another dimension to consider when evaluating Atlas and similar objects. These objects contain water ice, but lack visible comas or tails, often appearing as asteroids until displaying non-gravitational acceleration caused by outgassing. They can remain hidden in plain sight, masquerading as rocky bodies until heat triggers their icy nature. Atlas challenges definitions by switching from dormant to active plasma emitter almost instantly upon solar contact, suggesting it may belong to this mysterious class of objects or represent something entirely new. This highlights critical gaps in detection capabilities that leave Earth vulnerable to cosmic surprises. We typically search for objects reflecting light in specific patterns, using automated surveys that scan the sky for moving points of light. If an interstellar object naturally absorbs light or moves on an ecliptic plane mirroring the sun's glare, it could remain hidden until reaching our cosmic doorstep, appearing suddenly like Atlas did. The frequency of interstellar visitors appears to be increasing dramatically. Starting with Oumuamua in 2017, the first confirmed interstellar object, then Borisov, the first confirmed interstellar comet, and now 3I Atlas in 2025. These objects appear more frequently and pass closer to Earth with each occurrence. This pattern may result from improved observational technology, including more sensitive cameras and automated detection systems. But it could also indicate Earth and the solar system entering new regions of space as part of an unfolding cosmic cycle related to our galaxy's rotation. Some theories mention Planet X or a distant binary star, potentially influencing comet orbits, releasing them from the solar system's edge where they have remained frozen for billions of years. These remain hypotheses without confirmation, existing in the realm of scientific speculation. The connection between Atlas and Borisov's disintegration stays unexplained by current models, defying our understanding of cometary dynamics. If we consider panspermia theory, which suggests life exists throughout the universe distributed by space dust, meteoroids, asteroids, and comets, then Atlas represents more than rock and ice. It becomes a potential carrier of complex organic molecules found in cometary tails, possibly seeds required for biology to take root in new stellar systems. This theory, while not confirmed, provides a framework for understanding the potential importance of interstellar visitors. When Atlas ejects plasma and dust, it does more than pollute our solar system with foreign material. It seeds our neighborhood with chemicals forged in distant star hearts or within molecular clouds of alien systems, introducing isotopes and molecules that may not exist naturally in our solar system. This interaction remains fundamental to understanding our own origins and the chemical evolution of planetary systems. Water, the major component of living organisms, stores energy and information at the quantum level according to some experiments, though this remains highly debated in scientific circles. Ice crystal studies suggest water structure can react to energy, sound, and even thoughts, forming patterns corresponding to transmitted emotions or images, though mainstream science has not confirmed these claims. If matter from Atlas carries similar energy properties, the question becomes whether it could affect collective consciousness of solar system life. This remains highly speculative and not confirmed by the transcript's evidence, existing only as intriguing possibility. The observable facts stand clear and demand our attention. 3I Atlas exhibits brightness 5 times beyond prediction, a massive deviation from theoretical models. Multiple plasma jets erupt simultaneously in patterns never documented for standard comets in over a century of observations. Solar storms triggered this activity after direct hits on October 21st, creating a cause and effect relationship too precise to ignore. Borisov appeared and disintegrated at the precise time of Atlas's awakening, adding another layer of mystery to these events. Atlas will approach Earth closest on December 19th, entering its predicted maximum activity phase when solar heating reaches optimal levels. The interstellar visitor continues ejecting material of unknown origin deep into our solar system, spreading its cosmic contamination or gift throughout our local space. Astronomers worldwide document these events through coordinated observations, building a comprehensive picture of this unprecedented phenomenon. The comet traveled undetected from the system's edge since 2020, only discovered when approaching Jupiter's orbit in 2025 after 5 years of silent approach. This single fact demands reconsideration of how many similar objects pass through unobserved, invisible visitors that we never detect. The universe may gradually reveal itself through such visitors, expanding human awareness of our cosmic environment, one interstellar object at a time. Every measurement, every observation, every anomaly in Atlas's behavior provides data about interstellar space and objects formed in alien star systems under conditions we can only imagine. The plasma jets shooting in multiple directions, the brightness anomaly exceeding predictions by 5 times, the timing with solar maximum creating perfect storm conditions, and the connection to Borisov's destruction at the exact moment of awakening create a complex puzzle still being assembled by scientists worldwide working around the clock. December 19th marks the date for closest approach, when Atlas's influence on Earth's plasma environment reaches maximum intensity. The late November to late December window offers the best opportunity to study this interstellar visitor's most active phase, a chance that may not come again for decades or centuries. Whatever secrets Atlas carries from its journey across interstellar space, spanning distances measured in light years and time measured in millennia, the coming weeks will reveal them through continued observation and analysis by the global astronomical community.